Pam here, BeeCreative Crafts, and this is my niece Katie, and today we're going to be crocheting for y'all. And if you have children, or maybe you just like watching videos that show you all kinds of different things, be sure to check out her channel, which is called According to Katie. Right. Alright, so I picked up these Ogos on clearance at Michael's a while back because they were all janky. So we're just gonna be sitting here crocheting with these today, and y'all get to watch. Alrighty.
Let's get started.
Yep. I gotta untangle this one because it's a mess.
Yes.
Yep. Well, I just had my end. Where did it go?
I thought I just saw it.
Yeah, I just had it in my hand. There it is. They say you can pull from the center or from the outside, so I'm guessing this is a center pull. Okay.
Now we can get started.
Yep. So what are you gonna make?
I think I'll make a blanket.
Good choice.
What are you gonna make?
I don't know. Maybe I'll make a blanket too. Okay. Oh, I was gonna say here, see if you like this hook, and then maybe if you do, it's heavier than that hook.
Okay.
But if you like a hook like this, then maybe for Christmas. But if you don't like it, then I can look for some more, because it's heavy, so it's a little hard to get used to because it's different.
Yeah.
And it's pointier right here.
Yeah. So that will help get it through.
But if you like it, then I will maybe get you one for
Christmas.
Or birthday.
And it doesn't matter which way you turn it. So you could go this way or you could go this way.
Whichever way is easier for you.
Oh goodness. They already messed up a little bit. Oh, it needs to be tight. Make sure it's nice and tight so it doesn't fall off. We don't want that to happen. And if you can't pull it through, you can just take the two and push it over. Sometimes I go like this, and then I just push it up. Oh goodness.
For your chain, you can just do one. Just push it over one and then pull it through one time. Like that for your chain.
Just go turn it around one, then pull that one.
Just wrap this yarn. Wrap this part around one time and pull it through the hook. And then pull it through like that.
Okay.
Yep, like that. And then you made one.
That's one.
Yeah, because it's thick. And then wrap it again. And then pull it through. And then that's two.
Sometimes it gets over there and then it gets kind of annoying, but
And the hardest part of any project is getting it started.
yeah.
Because it's so loosey-goosey.
Yes.
You
And
got
we
it.
could pull this over and up. And sometimes as you start going, it gets tighter on the yarn. So sometimes you can kind of loosen it.
Yep, you can use the hook to loosen it.
Sometimes I just pull right there and then I go. So then it loosens. So let's go with this.
And be sure you get this one hooked under. Yep.
I think it's hooked.
And pull it down through there. Oh.
I think I got both of them.
Try it this way. Let's see, hold on. Yeah, hold this piece over here with that hand. Just hold it out of the way. Hold on a second. always hold this part with that hand, but you don't have to do it that way.
Sometimes I just hold it down like that on the tip.
Try putting it this way. Now pull it down through that. That one. Pull it through that one. There you go.
Okay. And I know you've had made lots of blankets.
I have made a lot of blankets. I like making blankets.
And then sometimes I pull that part down and hold it with that.
And
then I hook it in and then
you gotta hook that one. Yep, there you go.
Oh gosh. And then sometimes it comes undone.
Yep, it just takes practice.
Because everybody knows practice makes perfect.
That's right.
Pull it out.
So do you like that hook or is it too heavy?
I like it.
Okay. Do you like that size or do you want a smaller, this part smaller or that part like that?
It's good how it is.
I'll show you. You want the blue one? Want the blue one?
Sure. And then you can have this one back.
And then you can just slide your blue hook right through that loop.
Yep. You can.
I got it. Maybe.
Yep.
And then you can tell the difference in the two hooks, like how they're the weightedness of them.
Yeah, like this one's really light. And that one's kind of heavy.
And this one is just an acrylic hook, and this one is a metal hook. But they also make some similar to this that are shaped like this, but look like that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Because your other hook, wherever it is I think it's longer. Let me see, did I bring that bag? The one that's like this?
Yeah.
I think it might be longer. Maybe. Well, maybe not.
And that one's smaller.
Yeah. It's definitely longer than the one you're using.
Yes.
And these are Hobby Lobby hooks, the ones like this. Did you like the longer one or do you like the shorter one? Or do you care?
I really don't care.
Me neither. Do you like the fat body or do you like the skinny body?
Fat. Because it's to me it's easier to grip on.
Me too. I have some boy hooks at home. I should look to see if I have one. I think I have one that's fat that you might like. Actually, I have one that's fat that would probably work better with this yarn too. I think it's in my craft room. I should have brought it. I didn't think about it. I can bring it back next time, but I know I do. It's bigger. It's like this one's a K, and that one's probably a K also.
Yeah.
If not a K, it might be a J, but they're pretty close to the same. But I have one that's called an L, or it may even be an M. And so this part's bigger, so it makes this easier to see your stitches.
Yeah.
So
I've never made them where you just wrap it around twice. Or like that.
that is after you make your chain. So once you make your chain, then you can make your chain as long as you want, or you can work from the center out, just however you want to do this. Our hooks may be a little small for this thick of yarn.
Because it's getting harder to pull it through this loop, so.
And you can make your loop bigger.
Yes.
See, I do mine this way. I hold it with this hand, and then I just let my chain fall. And then I wrap it and I pull it through. And you just use your hook to pull it up so you can make it as big.
How did you already make your chain so big?
Just practice.
Goodness. That could be a whole size for a baby blanket.
Yep. How wide do you want your blanket to be?
I don't know. As long as my chain tells me to go.
Yeah, let me see here. Find.
Sometimes when I want it to go loose, I kind of pull on my hook like this, pull it this way, then kind of pull it, kind of rub it, and then it'll get it looser.
Exactly, and that's what I do. See, so there's the
chain.
That's how I do it on the video. But you have to hold it the way that is comfortable for you because everybody crochets differently. And different people hold their hooks differently. Some people hold them what's called the knife hold, and some people hold the pencil hold.
They kind of hold it like this.
Yeah. So I hold it, I guess this is called the knife hold. Because I guess the pencil grip is this way, and that just feels weird to me. I can't, I mean, I could do it that way, but it just isn't as comfortable to me as this.
Doesn't even feel like how you're holding a pencil, kind of.
So for me, it's easier to do it this way.
Yes, I like to hold it like this.
So I just, yeah.
Like the knife hold.
Yep. And like when I knit like I crochet. So
I forgot what knitting is.
That's where you use the 2 needles.
Oh yeah, that.
So how wide do we want to make this?
I don't know.
Me either. Are we making it as a baby blanket? Are we making it as a doll blanket? Are we making it for a people blanket?
Maybe a baby blanket. So like for bibbies. Because bibbies are cute. Sometimes I have to like turn my hook to get it through.
And that's what it's for. It's like you got the little opening down here, so you can turn your hook, and then it slides through the loop better.
Yeah, and the reason why I like that one is because it's pointier on the tip than this one.
Part?
Yes. And it's easier for it to twist and pull through.
I'll have to show you on the computer or on my phone after we get done recording for a while. I can show you, it comes in a whole bunch of different colors. It comes in purple and blue and green. So maybe you can pick out a different color.
Yep. That purple's really pretty though.
I like the purple too. And as you, like with this thicker yarn, it makes your project grow faster.
Yes.
Because it's thicker than if you use a thinner yarn. Okay, so if you did it this way, you know, we could also make, instead of making a baby blanket, you could also make like a lap throw so that it's small like a baby blanket, but it's actually for you to use like on the couch or something.
Yeah.
And I have no idea how many I've just chained. Is that wide enough to cover your body?
Probably. And I've only made my chain that big because this is my 3rd project. So.
And if y'all have been watching me for a while, you've seen that I've shown she made a washcloth one weekend, and she made it all in one day, which was like super awesome.
I didn't even know where you're filming on that.
I think we filmed a little bit, or maybe I just took pictures. I think that's wide enough.
And I've also made a little shark out of toilet paper tubes.
Yes, you did. That's right. Okay, so like I said, y'all, this is the first time I've used these little Ogos. They're different because this is what they look like after they've been snapped and the little centerpiece has been pulled. They had like a little plastic thing that went around the middle and it kept them in an O shape, so they're like this That's why they were called the Ogos.
They kind of look like snakes.
Yeah.
Very fat and thick snakes.
Okay, so.
Wonder what those snakes have been eating.
I don't know. Let's see, what kind of stitch do I want to use with this? Since it's so thick, do we want to do a double crochet or do I want to do, let's see what it looks like with a double. Because it's so thick. Don't usually use very thick yarn like this, but it's what I had, and I definitely need a bigger hook to use with this.
Yes.
Did not bring the right hook. This is what's called blanket yarn, and I don't use blanket yarn very often.
But today we're making like a blanket.
But it's soft.
Yes, like a blanket.
Definitely need a bigger, larger hook size. I should have brought a larger one.
So you can make like the body blanket, and I'll try making a baby blanket.
That will work.
Maybe for like our little baby cousins.
Your little baby cousins?
Yes.
They're not my little baby cousins. They are my little baby grandbabies.
We've got the grandbabies.
I do have grandbabies. I'm like the youngest grandma ever. Not really.
I think there's younger grandmas.
Yep. There are.
My mom's gonna be grandma soon, but
Not
my
like.
sister's not even pregnant yet.
No, she's not. She's not going to be a grandma soon.
But somewhat soon. Maybe in a couple of years.
Yes. Let's wait until after she gets married. My other niece is who we are talking about. She is not pregnant.
I wish she was.
You wish she was so you could play with a baby?
Yes, I love babies.
Well, why don't you just play with Eliana and Asher and we'll wait. Maggie can wait to have a baby.
Now she wants triplets.
Triplets?
Or twins.
Twins, yeah, she wants twins. I was gonna say, triplets is a lot.
Aren't those like 3 babies?
Triplets is 3 babies, yes.
I want 3 babies.
You
Hey,
know,
my mom had 4 babies.
our cousin Kristen had triplets, or has triplets.
It sounds stressful.
Two girls and a boy, and she already had an older daughter. And so now she's got 4 kids. They're all older now. They're all teenagers now, I think. I think they're all teenagers. I think the triplets are teenagers now.
Let's see, where is that? Is that a back bump right there? I think that might be a back bump.
Yep, it is. It is, it is.
And with the thicker yarn, it's harder to count how many.
And it's this thick, fuzzy yarn, which this isn't as fuzzy as some, but it's hard to see your stitches. So for blanket yarn, I like to use a looser, when I do use this yarn, I like to use a looser stitch because there's no use doing like pretty stitches when it's just going to be lost in the yarn. So it's a waste of time, really.
Yes, if you're counting and you just keep messing up, it's just a waste of time, so you don't need to count it.
Right. Well, and you don't want to do like a stitch that's harder to do when you're not going to be able to see it.
Exactly.
Like when I make my washcloths, if I'm using a yarn like this, if I'm using a cotton yarn, then I'll use a pretty stitch if I want to, because you'll be able to see it. But if I'm making dish scrubbies with the little rough scrubby yarn, you can't see the stitches because it all fuzzies together And so you can do a pretty stitch, or you can do just a simple single stitch, and they're gonna look the same.
Yes.
So may as well go with the easier stitch.
This yarn you can get at like the Dollar General and Dollar Tree.
Mm-hmm.
This is the same yarn, but different color that I use for my washcloth.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys want some yarn like this, you can go to the Dollar General or Dollar Tree.
Yep. Now, not all of our Dollar Generals in the area carry yarn, but when I see it, I try to grab some if it's, a good price.
Yeah.
And also Dollar Tree.
Yeah, like this was a pretty good price.
Yeah, I think,
like face scrubbers.
and I think we bought this when it was still Dollar Tree. Now it's $1.25, but even still, that size of a ball for $1.25 is still a good deal.
Yeah. So put that back there.
Because, yeah. So that's still a good price. And, and if you don't have a bigger hobby store or bigger craft store near you, and all you have access to are Dollar Trees and Dollar Generals, then yeah, get what you can get so that you can get your craft on.
Gotta keep doing this because it gets really tight.
It's really tight. May have to run back to the house and get those larger hooks. Because I don't think Dollar General has the larger hooks.
I think they do have hooks though.
I did see some there because I bought one there one time to do a comparison. I just haven't done it yet. But it seems like they only had an eye and maybe, I don't remember. But anyway, but yeah, you can buy if you're, or Walmart. Walmart has a pretty good selection of crochet supplies. And sometimes our Dollar Tree will have crochet hooks and knitting needles, and they've gotten to where they pretty well have yarn all the time. It just may not be the same kind of yarn that I bought last time. They change it out. It's not the same all the time. Now they've got a chenille yarn, which is similar to blanket yarn, but it's fuzzy, but it's thinner. It's thinner than that over there. So you might like it.
That makes my heart happy.
But you might like it because it's
like that.
Because this is a little thinner than that, but the chenille yarn is thin like that. I think it says a 4, maybe a 5 weight, but it would work good with that hook size.
Yes.
I might could run up there because I know they had some the other day when I was there. So I may could run up to Dollar Tree and get a different yarn for us to work with.
Yes. And this is a yarn that I made the scarf with. You guys have not seen the scarf because that was like my second project, and I was like, I forgot how to make it together, so I just took random pieces of yarn and tied it together.
But that's okay though.
Because I was still a beginner.
And you'll learn, and you figured out how to do the chain on your own, remember how to do it, so that was good. It just takes time and practice, and the more you practice, the easier it'll become.
And you do get frustrated at some points, and that's okay, because it's your first time.
Exactly. Well, and sometimes, your tension and the way you crochet is not the same way that a designer crochets, which is why I've started over on that one hat.
Which one hat?
The hat I was showing your mom and them. Were you in here when I was showing it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm making a sorting hat. And normally I crochet pretty tight, y'all. As most of y'all know if you've been around my channel for a while. So usually when I see a pattern that another designer has made, I have to go up a couple of hook sizes because I do crochet tight. Now with the furls hooks, I don't crochet as tight. I seem to have a better tension or a more normal tension when I use these hooks. But yeah, but it's an amigurumi book, so those are generally tighter anyway. But I think that this particular designer has the same crochet tension as I do because I went up a couple of hook sizes and the project is ginormous. And it did recommend to do a gauge swatch, which I did not do because I just didn't want to. So that was on me.
And if you guys don't know what a sorting hat is, it's there's this movie called Harry Potter, and it's like there's different houses like Gryffindor, Slytherin, and Hufflepuff, and then they use a hat that talks to you, and they put it on your head, and it says what house you're gonna get.
And this is the book here, and I'll show y'all here. Let me set this down. I'll show y'all my project. Okay, so in case y'all wondered, this book is by Lee Sartori, and it's called The Harry Potter Crochet Wizardry, the official Harry Potter crochet book collection. I think that's it. No, crochet pattern book, sorry. And what I've been making is the sorting hat. I know we're kind of far away, but I'll try to zoom in a little on that before I upload this video. But yeah, so it has all these different patterns in here for Harry Potter stuff. And so I bought this book 100% totally so that I would have the sorting hat pattern. And I've been working on it.
And it turned out okay, but the instructions on it weren't very specific.
Right, the instructions for the hat, let's see, this is the first one I made, or started, and it is ginormous, but it is also adorable. And this is the mouth, and it's just, I don't know, to me that was just wasted yarn. Sorry, designer. Love your pattern though. Love it. It's really cute because, but as you can see, it's ginormous.
And the mouth hangs down.
So, you know, once it was finished, this still had several more rounds to go. And so I started working from the other end of the yarn, and I made the mouth a little smaller. I have not sewn the mouth in yet, so it's still kind of just hanging here.
Static electricity in your hair.
Yeah, my hair is like, woo. But I'm gonna, once I get the top of the mouth, the bottom of the mouth is sewn in, but the top is not. I'm just holding it with stitch markers. But, so here is what the sorting hat is looking like now. So I think he's looking way better. And I did use the recommended hook size. It's still a little big, but it's much better than it was. So that's what it's looking like.
And we are not complaining about how they did this design. I think it was very cute and very pretty.
I agree. Yeah, I'm definitely not complaining. I mean, if I had have done the gauge swatch, that's 100% on me because I didn't do the gauge swatch. So as far as getting the sizing correct on the project, so that's on me. But yeah, so that's what I've been working on. But it's a great book. It's got a lot of different pattern designs in it. So yeah, so that's what I've been working on with that.
Yep.
Oh, and here's another. I told somebody I was making a bag. This is the bag that I made, just a little cotton bag.
Very cute.
And I'm gonna put a little flap on it, so it goes boop, and then I have a
little metal
magnet.
clasp.
Like a little magnet goes, but it's like a little metal magnet thing.
Kind of like in a purse.
Yes, exactly. And then I'm gonna put a strap on it. And I made this using the lemon peel stitch. And y'all, I just used mill-ends. I don't even know what brand it is. All it said is 100% cotton. Came looking like this, no ball band, no nothing. Okay, it looks like that. And then this was just some yarn I picked up at probably Hobby Lobby.
I love this yarn. It's very pretty.
Very colorful. Probably Hobby Lobby or Walmart.
Very pop.
Yeah, it's 100% cotton. And that's where this pop of color came from. And so that's just a little cotton tote bag that I'm making. So yeah, so that's my projects. All right, y'all, I'm gonna pause it right here, and I think we're gonna run to Dollar Tree and pick up and see if they have any of that chenille yarn, because I think that's gonna be easier to work with than this thick blanket yarn with the hook sizes that we have, because we definitely need larger hooks to use with the blanket yarn. And so I think we need to go get different yarn that's thinner that will work better with the hooks that we have.
Yes.
All right, we'll be right back. See that hook in the video? That's the kind I got at the house, but it's green and it's fatter. That blue one there is the same as what we're using size wise. But I think my that size will be better.
I promise you guys we'll be back.
For sure, we'll be back.